I remember it just like it was yesterday. I made the decision to go on a missions trip to Africa. Good idea. On my way home, I was sick. I mean, ill. I was flying back, and I remember the airline stewardess actually stopped, and she's like, "Ma'am, do you need us to get a doctor?" I was just like, "No, I'll be okay." I got home, and I went to the doctor, and the doctor said, "Oh, you just have a stomach bug. It should go away in about 10 days." 10 days came and gone. August went by, September went by, October came, and I was still throwing up 12 to 30 times a day. I was sick. I was so sick, and I did not know what to do. Every time I went to the doctor, they said the same thing. "Oh, you have a stomach virus." And I began to think that I was crazy. I hit a low on Halloween night of that year. Everyone was having a really good time at a fall festival, and I felt sick. I went into that public restroom and threw up, and I threw up, and I threw up. And I began so weak at one point, I lay down beside the toilet, and I remember the words so well. I looked up to the Lord and said, "God, if this is what my life is going to be like, please let me die." I had never prayed anything so serious in all my life. I wanted to die. I was done throwing up. I was done with the headaches. I was done with the looks. I was done throwing up in every plant that I could find an area to throw up in. I was finished. I had no idea what to do, and I distinctly remember the Holy Spirit speaking into my heart that night, and I remember them saying, "I'm not through with you yet." I argued with God and said, "Please, if this is what I have to deal with, be finished with me." And I remember the Holy Spirit spoke once again. He says, "I'm not through with you yet." I'd love to look at you straight in the eye and tell you I got up off that bathroom floor and miraculously I was healed. No, that's not what happened. You see, for the next year, year and a half, I continued that cycle of 15 to 30 times a day, throwing up on my friends' shoes and throwing up everywhere I could find a toilet to throw up in. I was sick. During that time, there was oftentimes a low that I was like, "God, what are you doing to me?" I sometimes didn't have the answers, but I knew where my help came from. You see, Psalms 121 says this. It says, "I look to the hills. From where does my help come from? My help cometh from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. He will not let your foot slip. He watches over you when you slumber. Indeed, he watches over Israel, and neither will he slumber nor will he sleep. He watches over you. The Lord is your shade on the right hand. The sun will not harm you by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord will keep you from harm. He watches over your life." After those 2 years had passed, we found a doctor that had dealt with missionary stuff, and we began to discover that I had been attacked by amoebas, and it attacked my immune system and attacked lots of different things, and one by one we began to fix those little problems, and I began to not throw up as much. But even in those darkest valleys, I knew where my help came from. My help came from the Lord. And maybe you're in a valley this fall, and maybe you're in a situation that you're going, "I don't want to do anymore." And the Lord wants you to know He's not finished with you yet. And your help cometh from the Lord. He will protect you, and He will look over you. And even when you feel like there's nothing going your way, or people are looking at you like you're crazy or you're bulimic or something like that, and you know in your heart of hearts that that's not what it is, you know that God is not finished with you yet. So today, when you live abnormally, know this, that your help cometh from the Lord. Go and live abnormal and look to Him to be your guide and your strength today.